This is question 39 from section 1 of the 2016 TSA. In this question we're asked which of the options is a conclusion that can be drawn from the argument. So let's look at the argument. First it says hospital food isn't a joke, it's a scandal. So part of that's just rhetoric. The point they're making is that hospital food is a scandal. And then they say the list of options grows longer, but there's nothing you'd want to eat and nothing freshly cooked. So the claims they're making are there's nothing you want to eat and nothing is freshly cooked. Then they say, because of this, over the past year, people have faded away from lack of food. Despite being urged to eat, many simply won't. They're saying people aren't eating the food, so they fade away. And then they say, making sure patients who try to eat are nourished adequately is another problem. You need to be well nourished before you enter hospital if you want to survive. So the last sentence is just making an emphatic point. The claim they're making is that it's hard to keep adequately nourished on hospital food. So you kind of have to look past the style the writer's using to the claims they're making. So now let's have a look at the structure of this argument and we'll think about what kind of conclusion can be drawn. So I've laid the argument out like this. They set up a problem with hospital food. They say there's nothing you want to eat, and that means people won't eat, so they fade away. So this is causing this issue. And they say nothing is freshly cooked, which is causing another issue that people aren't adequately nourished by the food. And the writer has a reaction to this problem. They say it's a scandal, but they don't propose a solution. And when we come to look at the options, we'll see all the solutions are should-type statements. All the options are should-type statements. So they look like potential solutions to this problem. So it looks like our options here are going to be possible solutions, and we'll see which of them is a plausible solution given the structure of the argument. Okay, here are my 5 options. So we're looking for a potential solution because they're all shoulds. In particular, we probably want something that solves, well, we definitely want something that actually solves a problem. We want to solve the whole of the problem. So in particular, it probably should attack the root cause here of the whole of the problem. And it shouldn't mention anything irrelevant to what the writer said, because it has to be a conclusion that we can actually draw from what I've already said. So A says that better systems should be put in place to ensure patients eat. So perhaps that would solve this part of the problem, but it wouldn't solve the problem as a whole because it wouldn't keep patients nourished if the food still isn't good. And also the writer's been blaming the problem on the food itself rather than the systems. So it looks like this isn't going to be an answer. B says there should be more nurses per patient. Well, the writer hasn't talked about nurses being a problem anywhere, so this can't be relevant. C says that hospital food should have nutritional supplements. So this has a similar problem to A in that it only solves part of the problem. So this isn't going to be a solution. D says hospital food should be more appealing and nutritious. Well, that would solve both parts of the problem. The writer says it isn't appealing and it isn't nutritious, and that's what causes everything else, and also it attacks the root problem. So this looks good as a potential solution. Let's just try to rule out E. E says there should be more checks on patients' nourishment. Well, again, this only attacks part of the problem, the nourishment, but not the not eating. And again, the writer's blaming the food rather than the hospital systems. So this isn't the answer either, and so we see that the answer is actually D.